Jordan! Who has the bizarre combined loves of DIY and nudism, and one day decided to work on a fireplace they'd acquired through Facebook Marketplace. But it wasn't until the end of the day that they realised that in a horny daze, they'd absent-mindedly, accidentally sanded down the wrong piece of wood.
Tobey Maguire?
No, two guys. What?
Jesus, that is bad. We're like 10 seconds in and it's already gone.
Yeah, it's fucked. I can't do anything above my normal few pitches. 3 steps up, 3 steps down.
Oh, God. You're just going to have to talk with as little enthusiasm as possible. Hey, let's just pretend it's episode 1.
Good idea. Hello and welcome to episode 113 of Two Guys What's Up.
Hey, your voice is good.
Thank you, buddy. It's a weekly comedy podcast where today I'm sure we're in for a hell of a good time because I'm only just getting my voice back, and by all my reckoning, this guy is sick too. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
Certainly better. Jesus Christ.
I woke up with a sniffle, but I thought I was sick until I heard you.
Oh dear, never mind. I mean, I feel like you don't need to ask me how I am. I feel like I need to ask you, how the heck are you?
I'm all right, to be honest. I had a cold. And when I came round to yours to record the bonus episode,
yeah,
I thought I was over it. Like the day before, I thought it had peaked. And then I came round to yours, and I think there should have been a little telltale sign, because do you know in that recording when I said, or maybe a bit of poltergeist activity or something like that, my voice went ridiculously high-pitched?
We'll add that little sound bite here.
Good idea. Or maybe a good old-fashioned poltergeist.
Yes.
But I was just thinking to myself, that's not normal. But I carried on anyway. And then the next day when I woke up, I was just like, darling, help me.
Do you reckon that word activity just did you in?
Possibly. I just I invoked the paranormal activity.
Oh, I see. So is it Lucifer that's taking you over right now?
It could be anything, mate. I don't know.
Oh, well, on a separate note, Ian, to give you a little bit of an update.
Yeah.
Just heard back from the vets regarding Teddy and his procedure.
Yes.
They did the biopsy with the bloods and the endoscopy and found nothing.
Turns out he's actually a cat. We've had it wrong this entire time.
Turns out he's female as well.
Turns out he's a gecko.
I did wonder what the hard shell was, and they said it was a tortoise, but yeah. I just thought it was a bit too much calcium. I mean, he never played fetch. Took him years.
Oh, here he comes now from the very first stick I threw him 5 years ago. Oh, good boy, Teddy.
Don't wag his tail, he ain't got one. But no, so yeah, it turns out they've not found anything, which I mean is a good thing in a way, and it was that there's no kind of bacterial issues, etc.
Very good.
So I mean, we just paid like £1,500 to be told nothing.
It was covered with insurance, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, so it's not money out of our pocket directly, but we've got less to claim for in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, does that maybe put the premiums up or just like give you less of a pot to draw from? I don't know how it works.
Oh yeah, so we claimed last year, as I said,
yeah.
And then the following year upon renewal, it ended up doubling our monthly cost.
Oh wow.
So I imagine it will double again.
Brilliant.
But never mind. So as a result, what we've done is we've actually started home cooking Teddy his own food.
Okay, right. I wondered where that was going.
The hypoallergenic kibble that he had is just nutritionally crap.
Is it?
Like, there's just nothing to it, which I guess is why it's effective. But we thought, surely if we home cook the meals, we know exactly what's going in, and we can sort of test out now and then by substituting something if maybe he gets a flare-up.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I've got in the freezer right now 14 days worth of meals for him because I batch cooked.
Well, I hope he doesn't have the first one, the first meal. Yeah. Like, oh, God. Ultra flare.
So here's the thing, right? I initially did this meal prep for him, and it contained sweet potato, carrot, pumpkin, egg, and originally chicken mince. So I prepped like 10 days worth of that, ended up putting that in the freezer ready, and then my wife was like, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't use chicken, because if they are corn-fed chicken, it's normally the grains and so on that an allergy to dogs, and therefore they kind of flare up through it.
Right.
So we're like, oh god, yeah, maybe you're right. So ended up going back to the shop and swapping it for turkey mince, because apparently that doesn't really happen, and it's a relatively inexpensive meat. So ended up batch cooking the same stuff again, and then I had this freezer full of the chicken stuff, and so what I ended up doing is I ended up eating it myself with some rice.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, it's not as if it is actually dog food and you can just...
Inadvertently meal prepped for me.
Yeah, it's not wasted.
Absolutely.
Nice.
On a separate note, I have to ask you, Ian,
Aye.
have you seen that infuriating TikTok viral sensation that's happening right now that is the Hillary Duff Come Clean clap challenge?
I have. Yeah.
How fucking annoying is that?
I mean, I thought it was so stupid, I didn't even send it to my wife. Because normally, you know, if I see something like that, you know, I'll send it to my wife so that she can't do it, and then she'll be like, oh, you do it, and I'll do it first. All right, and she'll be like, wow, you're so good. Hopefully get a bit of attention from her. But yeah, I saw that, and I don't understand it.
You mean you don't understand how people are so bad?
I mean, I don't know if I'm missing something. Like, am I overlooking a step of the challenge? Like, it's supposed to clap to the beat, and then...
Right, so from my understanding of it, the concept of the video is that you attempt to clap to the beat of the Hillary Duff song that is Come Clean.
Yeah.
And we both know as musicians that it's a simple 4/4 song. There's nothing exciting or crazy going on there with the beat. And you find that so many people start off clapping like beat 2 and 4, maybe where the snare's hitting or something. Okay, kind of fair enough.
Yeah.
And then somehow they merge to beats 1 and 3. And I just don't know how it's possible. And then you get people commenting saying,
Well done!
and
I don't know what's wrong with that.
And I don't get it. And then you get people trying it that's like clapping the vocal rhythm, not the beat.
Okay. I mean, I think we might be doing that thing where it's a little bit of acquired knowledge, like to somebody who doesn't know anything about music theory, playing an instrument, anything like that. This sort of thing isn't second nature to them, and we're just kind of thinking like this is the very basics of music.
True.
You know, being musicians, I think we might be thinking, surely this is knowledge everyone has. But I mean, I can understand why some people might not have it in them to be able to do it, but surely you can hear where the beat starts and you can hear where the snare is, so that's just you follow that structure.
And just for anyone listening to this right now, Ian,
Yeah.
when you reference snare, what does that mean?
That is the little drum that sits between your legs.
Oh, that one that's like boom, boom, boom.
No, that's in front of your feet.
Ah, okay.
Very fantastic way of illustrating my point.
Did you like how I came across as a layperson?
I did. I loved it. Thank you very much.
Been working on that for years, and I'm sure that my blood pressure raises a few points every time I think of it. And I thought to myself, I guarantee that you, Ian, as a drummer, would learn something.
Yeah, I learned how to hate you more from the way you disrespect my drumming skills. The thing that I thought about it, when I first heard it, I thought, like, is there a kind of, like, reverb on the snare which makes it go, like... So, like, people are thinking, where is the beat?
I don't think so.
You know, you're not just hearing the snare like that. It's going...
I just think most people are musically challenged.
Possibly.
And it makes me realise, why on earth do I care so much when I produce music?
Exactly, yeah.
It could just be a beat all over the place. I'd be like, yeah, clapping along.
Do you know what? Little admission time for you.
Go on.
Sometimes, when I used to play a gig when I was younger, and I was obviously the drummer in my band, sometimes, for fun, I just wouldn't play my bass pedal. I just wouldn't play the bass drum.
Right.
Because I knew that 99% of people out there wouldn't hear the difference. So I just used to do a little experiment and just like for a full song, just not play my bass drum.
Oh, and that was the night when that really high up guy from the record label came and saw you.
The A&R guy from Sony.
And they were like, no, you're not going to hire him. That Don't even use his kick drum.
Because he knows what he's f***ing doing. Idiots.
And that's when the other members of the band that night thought all the same thing, and the bassist didn't play, the guitarist didn't play.
Yeah.
Never thought to sing. It was just a couple of snares and hi-hats. Anyway,
yes, Jordan. So, getting into the chicken, pumpkin, turkey, grass-fed meat of it.
Nice.
What have you got coming up for us today?
Well, Ian, do you remember last month I gave you the pub/not-so-pub quiz with the question, is it a cheese or is it a motorway service station?
God, yes, I do remember that. It haunts me.
It does.
It stops me sleeping.
You only got 3 out of 10.
Fuck off.
So, Ian, today I have for you something in a similar vein. I teased it before, and the question for today is it a species of bird or is it a type of train?
Oh, Lord. Type of trace. So, such opposite end of the spectrum things.
Well, I wasn't going to be like, is it a bird or is it a penguin?
Well, no, because like if you say, right, Ian, we've got the ultra fast non-stop bullet tit.
You've heard them.
That would be genuinely confusing because that sounds like a train and a bird.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine a bird being called, I don't know, the 510 to Japan. And I can't imagine a train being called a fluorescent tit, you know?
I'm riding the fluorescent tit today. It was a bit late. But...
What I'm saying is, I'm thinking this is going to be a bit of an easier quiz.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll find out, won't we, when we get there?
Cannot wait.
I promise you that one of the questions is not going to be, is it a bird or is it a train? High-speed train. It's not as easy as that.
Damn it.
So, what on earth have you got for us, if you can get through it?
Yeah, wish me luck. Well, Jordan, some stories are so strange, so inexplicable, that they send a chill down your spine, even if you don't fully believe them. And that is exactly what this story does to you. It's bizarre, well documented, and all the details of this encounter are so wild that even decades later, it is hard to dismiss what happened that night.
Okay.
Are you ready to hear about this alien induction?
Alien induction, is that a new cooking thing?
Yeah. Alien technology, induction oven.
They do great pancakes.
This episode brought to you by Kenwood, the alien abduction hob.
God. Nice.
Oh,
well,
God.
I can't wait to rip it apart.
Oh, hell, mate. This isn't going to go well.
It's not, but, you know, if you need help, I'm here to laugh at you. Oh, by the way, Ian, sorry. Could you please send me your script? Just in case you need me to step in, I'll be there for you.
Mate, you are so kind.
I am. Also means that I can comprehend it.
Yeah, very good point. All right, well, if you wouldn't mind, do me the swoosh, would you?
Okay. Shall we go for it, Ian?
Let's do it, pal. The story begins on October 11th, 1973, with two regular guys just trying to enjoy the quiet evening of fishing. Charles Hickson, 42, was a supervisor at a shipyard in Pascagoula. He had seen his fair share of strange and distressing things in life, having served in the Korean War, but nothing would compare to what he would be about to experience that night. But before we get there, his fishing partner was Calvin Parker, a 19-year-old who had recently started work for Hickson. Parker was less enthusiastic about fishing, but he tagged along that night because he respected the older man and figured it would be a good way to have a little bit of a relax.
Fair enough.
The two men had picked a remote spot on the river to avoid the crowds. It was a clear, calm evening, and the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the water. The peace and quiet were exactly what the men were looking for, so they settled in for the evening, happy and relaxed.
Sounds lovely.
Sounds f***ing great, doesn't it? Just having a little bit relaxed on the fishing bank. Even if you're not there to catch something, you know? You lob the line in, you have a beer, you just f***ing chill in the warmth. Sounds great.
Yeah, perfect.
So around 6 p.m, they cast their lines near an old abandoned shipyard. Everything seemed normal, and they were sitting on the banks of the Pascagoula River, not too far from the city, but far enough away to feel isolated. The water lapped gently at the shore. There was no sign of anything unusual. It was just the two men, their fishing gear, and the sounds of nature.
Lovely.
But by 7 p.m, the sun had dipped a little lower on the horizon, and that is when things took a turn that neither of them could have anticipated.
Oh, no.
Yep, this is where the starts to get real, Jordan.
Well, we'll see.
Say goodbye to your voice. I know I did.
I need it.
You don't need it. I'm doing a great job right now. As the evening began to darken, they suddenly noticed a strange blue light reflecting off the water. At first, they thought it might just be the flashing lights of a police car, but when they looked around, there were no cars, no officers, not even any f***ing roads, just the rivers and the trees. The light intensified, casting an eerie glow on everything. Then, out of nowhere, a craft descended from the sky. Are you laughing at me?
Well attempted.
Thank you. Thought I needed to add a little bit of drama in somehow, but my voice was just like, nope. Not today, bro.
It's all right.
So we'll go back to episode 1. Out of nowhere, a craft descended from the sky.
Well done. Your voice didn't give out.
Sorry, I just need to get a little bit close to my microphone to get some breathing in. That's better.
Your microphone ends up needing a condom over it from all the spit.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't want to give it anything. Oh, microphone's just doing his job.
Yeah, I've heard of computer viruses, but God.
So down comes this craft. Both men described it as being oval-shaped, around 30 to 40 feet long, with two smaller, wing-like structures that jutted out from its sides. It was completely silent and came to a standstill, hovering just a few feet above the water. And before either man could even react, a hatch opened and 3 figures emerged.
Oh, the salespeople for the new induction hob.
Yeah, carrying briefcases.
Doing a couple of TikToks.
Hey guys, have you heard about Kenwood's new induction oven?
New abduction oven.
Get on the craft, we'll tell you all about it. So these things were really f***ing strange. Hickson and Parker described them as humanoid, but with some disturbing features. They were robot-like creatures, around 5 feet tall. Their heads were completely featureless. They had no eyes or noses, and they only had a slit for where their mouth should have been. But perhaps the most terrifying part was where instead of having hands, they had claw-like appendages.
Oh, that sounds more sinister.
Get in the fucking UFO.
Do you think that's what they'd call it themselves?
Probably.
Because, I mean, for them it is identified.
Yeah, to them it's just a ship, innit?
Yeah. It's their mode of transportation.
Sorry, I want you to read this next paragraph for me if you want. I just need to give my voice a little bit of a rest. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
You want me to read it?
If you would, buddy. It's just next one. I'm just going to sit back here, clear my nose, give my voice a little rest. You enjoy.
Absolutely. I'm here for you, pal.
Cheers, buddy.
The creatures didn't walk. Instead, they seemed to glide just above the ground, moving towards the 2 men with an unsettling speed, and before they knew what was happening, Parker and Hickson found themselves completely paralysed, unable to move or even speak. The beings grabbed them, and to the men's horror, these metallic lobsters... These metallic lobsters began pulling them towards the craft. I'm sure you're referring to the claw-like appendages.
I am indeed, yeah.
I wasn't expecting a lobster.
To be honest, I asked you to read that purely so I could get your live reaction to reading that description of them being a metallic lobster.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, they don't seem as scary now. Especially when you stick them on their own induction hob and boil them.
And then they jump out because they're aliens, and now being metallic, boiling hot lobsters,
oh yeah,
they're even more terrifying because they jump on you and burn you.
You don't want to hug off them now, do you?
No, I mean, they're 5 foot, so it's not as if they're small.
Or they just jump out of the pot crying, "Oh, boys, let's go back to the UFO."
Get back to the UFO, lads. Oh, I didn't know they'd use our induction hobs against us.
Foiled.
So once inside the craft, things became even more surreal. The men were separated, each taken to different rooms within the ship. Hickson later described the inside of the craft as being brightly lit, with no visible source of light, which is something we've heard on a few occasions before.
Absolutely. Even, I think, Bob Lazar, did he mention stuff like that too?
Possibly, but, you know, we disregard anything he says because he's a big fat liar.
Okay. Sorry, Bob.
Fuck off, Bob. The walls were smooth and metallic, but what caught his attention the most was the eerie sense of silence. There were no sounds, no footsteps, no hum from the ship, nada.
That is something like Bob Lazar said.
That's weird, isn't it?
The story must be a load of crap.
It's almost like Bobby Boy must have heard other stories and just cherry-picked all these little bits which are most common amongst them all and come out right out and said that.
Or it could be, if Mr. Lazar is a big fat liar, that this story ain't much of a truther either.
You just like to shoot everything down, don't you?
I do.
You just want to watch the world burn.
I mean, boil.
On my brand new Kenwood Alien Grey Abduction Hob.
That's the one.
I bought one. I caved in. I bought one.
Worth every penny.
How much was it?
A penny.
It's cheap. It's good.
Nice. Yeah, not bad.
I might get one myself. So, Hickson recalled being laid out on a flat metallic table, unable to move. One of these beings began to examine him using some kind of device that looked to him like a giant eye. It floated just above him, scanning his body, while the creature just stood there motionless beside him. That's like a little bit weird, like the aliens just stood there while this eye's doing the thing, and the aliens just like, it's like, you know, just another day at work, like, f***ing hell, hurry up.
Oh yeah.
Just got to run this last test, then we can kick this f***er out, finally get home to Gorshnar. She's making lobsters tonight.
Yeah, a bit metallic though. I've got images, and I'm not sure why, of that scene in, and I can't remember the film name, but you might have seen it. Oh, you might not have, Ian, because it would have probably scarred you for life. It's that Abduction film.
The Fire in the Sky.
Is that what it is, where the guy's like strapped to the table with this, for lack of a better word, skin?
Yeah, it's Travis Walton's story.
Yeah, is that the one? I
Yeah.
can't remember,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And that is pretty horrific.
I did watch like a little bit of that, and I remember seeing the Grey's face, but it was a mask, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the aliens actually looked like kind of like turds. Kind of like or nibbles. Have you ever had chocolate nibbles?
Chocolate nibbles?
So yeah, smush a load of them together. That's what it looks like in my head.
I suppose that helps you sleep at night.
Oh, it does, yeah.
When you think of aliens, I've never thought of turds.
No, I mean like the aliens, how they're depicted in that film.
Yes.
My wife gets really annoyed because like every night, so I can sleep, I'm nudging her, I'm like, if a fucking alien came in here, I'd just eat it because it looked like nibbles, and she's like, just shut the up. Will you please? And I'm like, just please, just humour me a minute.
Just shut up and listen to War of the Worlds.
Yeah, just watch out for that grey in the cupboard. So Parker's experience was even more unsettling. Unlike Hickson, who seemed to have accepted his fate in a state of shock, Parker was panicking inside. He later said that he had prayed for his life the entire time, but he couldn't remember much of the examination, only that he felt strong pressure on his head, as if something was probing his mind. Which is awful, in my opinion. Don't know about you. You might love it. I don't know.
I mean, I've heard of a bit of probing before.
A little bit of mind probing, though, straight into the brain.
That might be hugely orgasmic.
That's true.
Who knows?
No one's ever tried it before, yeah. Maybe that's why they keep you awake during brain surgery. Like, how's that feel? If I stab this bit, you like that, baby?
Just start drooling.
Oh, he loves it.
Do it
Can't
again.
even talk. Yeah, keep going. Get the other side.
Come on, Carl. Deeper.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it's coming through his eyes. Let's move on.
However, the examinations didn't last long. What?
Sorry, I'm just imagining his bit of brain bulging through his eyes. The head surgeon is like, oh, you're doing a really good job. He's loving it.
Sat there with a smile on his face, drooling. All the other surgeons, all his colleagues are like, harder.
His whole body's shaking. He's fucking loving it. He's making these weird sounds.
Is it his safe word? It's not. Continue.
Oh, God.
Good Lord.
Nice.
So these examinations didn't last long. After what felt like only a few minutes, both men were returned to the riverbank. The beings that had dropped them off went back to their craft, and without a sound, the ship shot up into the sky and f***ed off from whence it came.
Nice.
Now, Jordan, what the hell would you have done in this situation?
Hope to wake up from the nightmare?
Yeah?
Definitely. Other than that, I think go in a fetal position, wouldn't you, and just cry?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's probably what I'd do. Just into the fetal position, and then, like a bean, just roll down the hill into the river and just let it take me wherever it wants.
Nice.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, perfect.
So, stunned and shaken, Hickson and Parker didn't know what to do. They sat in silence for a while, trying to process what had just happened, but eventually, Hickson spoke. He decided they needed to report this incident. Parker, still in shock, was hesitant. He didn't want anyone thinking he was crazy, but Hickson insisted. So off they went to town. They first tried to report the event to a local newspaper, but it was too late in the evening, so they went to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, where they were interviewed by Sheriff Fred Diamond, a relative of yours.
Fred Diamond Nips.
Fred Diamond Nippers.
Diamond Nippy.
Now I see how you get away with such crimes. You got a man on the inside working for the law. Shh. Sorry.
No, don't.
Thought that'd have been obvious.
That's why we went for such an obvious surname like Diamond Nips.
Yeah, that'll keep it nice and secret.
It was between that or Smith.
Initially, Fred was sceptical, thinking the men were just drunk or pulling a few legs, but when Hickson and Parker described their experience in such vivid detail, the sheriff decided to take it a little bit more serious. So at one point, the two men were left alone in an interrogation room, and Mr. Fred Diamond had secretly left a tape recorder running, trying to catch them out. He expected to hear them laughing or planning the next steps of their story, but instead, the recording captured both men in a state of genuine panic, trying to make sense of what had happened.
Right, okay.
On the tape, Parker could be heard saying,
I've never seen nothing like that before. I don't want to go to the grave saying I saw something like that.
Hickson responded,
It's hard to believe. Oh God, it's hard to believe.
their fear was palpable, but now it seemed clear that they weren't making this up.
That was the next thing that he said.
Oh, so scary. Sorry.
Oh, fetal position again.
I'm just in shock.
Can't see him from the viewing window.
Yeah, he's kind of in the shape of a bean. He's talking about riverbanks. He wants to go for a little roll.
It's just in one corner of the room. He won't move.
Try and shock him out of it. Bring a few lobsters into the room.
Oh, God. Lunch is served, lads.
We used our new abduction hob sold to us by these guys. Two snippers walk in. Hey, guy. Oh, it's these two. How's it going, buddies?
Oh, no. Could you imagine that the police that are interviewing them, the officers, just unzip their costume and out comes these little aliens?
Oh, it is them.
Yeah.
Thought you could cross on us, did you bastards?
That's horrible.
Examine this one.
Oh.
Examine the bean. So word of the encounter quickly spread. Local news outlets picked up the story, and soon the Pascagoula abduction had become a national sensation. UFO researchers and enthusiasts flocked to Mississippi to interview the men. The most notable investigator was Dr. J. Allen Hynek, who is one of the most respected UFO researchers of the time, and who had worked with the US Air Force's Project Blue Book, not to be confused with Project Blue Beam.
Yeah.
And after interviewing Hickson and Parker, Hynek was convinced that they were telling the truth, though he admitted that the encounter was unlike any abduction case he had ever studied, which, oddly, harkens back to my views on the paranormal.
Okay.
Bit of high strangeness, the paranormal, being the paranormal, fucking about.
Making you sound crazy.
Exactly, giving you some weird details no one's going to believe. Polygraph tests were administered, both men passed. Despite the initial skepticism from law enforcement and the public, Hickson and Parker stuck to their stories for the rest of their lives and never wavered from the details of what they had reported had happened that night. What do you think of that, Jordan?
It seems like, at the very least, they both believed what had happened.
Good point. And, just to add a little fuel to the fire, there were also some strange sightings that coincided with the Pascagoula abduction. Several local residents reported seeing strange lights in the sky that same evening that added weight to the idea that something truly unexplained had occurred. One fisherman named Gary Andrews claimed that he saw an object with a glowing blue light hovering over the Pascagoula River on the night of the abduction. He didn't report it at the time, again, fearing ridicule, but came forward years later when the story gained more attention. How do you feel about that, Jordan?
I mean, it doesn't really add that much to it, if I'm totally honest with you, other than someone saw something in the sky, and what's to say that people don't always see something in the sky, and it just happened that it was made into something because of the supposed happenings of these two men.
Have a little look out your window right now. Tell me what you see.
There's a UFO with, like, two wings on it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And lobsters, like, hanging out the side doors. One of them's got a bottle of champagne in its claw.
Yeah, it looks metallic.
I think it just added a bit of weight to it because it had the same characteristics as what the two guys were reporting in the first instance for the blue light.
Yes, of course, yeah. And not to confuse two guys with two guys.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because two of the guys are cool as f***, and the other two are scared of lobsters.
I don't know which one he's speaking of, really.
It could be either or.
You decide.
So back to our guys. In the weeks following the event, both men experienced intense nightmares and a lingering sense of unease. Parker, in particular, had a hard time dealing with the media attention and the trauma of the experience. He tried to stay out of the spotlight, moving away from Mississippi for a while to escape the public, which makes his story maybe a little bit more believable again, because if he'd made it up for some attention, then why didn't he stay and bask in his 15 minutes?
Fair.
To this day, the Pascagoula abduction remains one of the most well-documented alien encounters on record. This one had witnesses, physical evidence, and even a secret recording that captured the fear in the men's voices.
And new technology.
Precisely. We didn't have Hobs before this day.
True.
Charles Hickson remained open about the encounter until his death in 2011, giving interviews and writing a book. Parker, on the other hand, largely avoided the spotlight for years, but in the 2010s he began to speak more publicly about the event too. So, whether you believe in alien abductions or not, one thing is certain, something happened to Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker that night on the Pascagoula River. Something left them terrified and forever changed. So Jordan, I just want to know, what the f*** do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to, I suppose, disprove much of that, isn't there, if they also underwent the lie detectors and so on. I mean, I understand that people have ways and means to get through those things anyway, but...
Yeah, the polygraphs aren't admissible in court because, they're not 100% verified.
Yes.
but it does maybe give a little bit of a weight to it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a very interesting story.
Oh, yeah.
Started off really lovely, fishing by the lake with a good friend, and just ends up being potentially a little bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, lobsters everywhere.
It's true.
If they were pulling fish out of this river, and then these lobsters were like, hey, our brother of the sea, stop it. Fucking go down there and kick him in.
I mean, it could have been worse, though. They could have got their old fishing wire tangled on old Nessie.
That would have been worse. He was on holiday that week, so ever the possibility.
You mean Nessie?
Yeah.
Nessie, yeah, often goes on holiday.
Oh, he's always up in Mississippi, mate.
It's a bit of a trek.
Well, he's a good swimmer.
You'd have to be.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, what a weird thing.
So, I am ready to potentially rest my voice a bit.
Well, unfortunately, there won't be a lot of that because you are required to answer.
I'll just give you one-word answers, very short, snappy, to the point.
Okay.
Hit me.
Oh, can I?
I'll be there in a second. I never thought I'd get the opportunity.
Let's pause this. In fact, no, keep it going. It'll be funny. Right, Iain. So, the question today is it a bird species or is it a type of train?
The hell?
Yes, that's right, Iain. I have 10 examples for you today, each with the name of something, and your job is to guess whether that thing is a bird or a train.
Okay.
Couldn't be simpler. And I reckon it won't be as easy as you think it is.
Bird. Sorry, I thought we started.
Wrong. That's one down. So, last time, I'm sorry to bring it up, you did get a measly 3 out of 10. Yes, yeah, move on, it's okay. So let's just see if you can do any better today. You seemed fairly confident at the beginning.
I think I'm just running off the high of the last quiz we did with the conspiracies.
Very true. Yes, that is very true.
I've still got a little bit of quizzes high. I'm just like, nothing can stop me now.
Very nice. We'll find out, won't we, if that's the case.
Can't wait.
So.
I've got my whiteboard.
I do, actually. Trusty whiteboard.
Trusty whiteboard.
And for anyone that wants to play along at home, see if you can beat our resident Iain. Or should I say, win him?
Oh, f***.
No. So I'm going to ask you all these questions and then we'll run through the answers at the end, just as before.
Okie dokie.
Are you ready?
Cannot wait, pal. So excited.
So the question is it a bird or is it a train? At number 1, we have sandpiper.
That is a bird.
You're going for a bird. At number 2, we have mallard.
Also a bird, whilst a duck in it.
Fair enough. Number 3, we have the avocet. Or it could be avocet.
I will just let you know, Jordan, this time last week I was in a fucking train museum, okay? So you can't be catching me out because I remembered them all. Because I thought this is gonna become relevant one day when Jordan comes at me with his fucking quiz. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that one is a train.
That is a train.
Choo choo bitches.
You don't have to go that far. At number 4, we have the pendolino.
Pendolino.
Or it could be pendolino, but I'm assuming pendolino.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna say that is a train.
Gonna go for a train.
Because it reminds me of the Pennines.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Funny that you're wrong.
Makes it funnier. Can't wait to rub that in later.
We have the osprey.
Oh, that's a bird.
We're going for a bird.
Birdie.
Nice. At number 6, we have a thunderbird.
Right, Jordan.
See, I like this one.
You're stressing me out here, pal. Because this is a paranormal creature as well, Thunderbird.
Oh, and it's also my bass guitar.
It is indeed. So, I have to think about this one. I'm going to say it's a train.
Going for a choo-choo.
I'm going for a choo-choo, Paul.
Very good.
Because, that is something that everything else seems to take the name of. Like your bass or a paranormal creature.
That's fair enough. Yeah, okay.
I'm on edge here now, mate.
What about a bluebird?
Probably both. I'm going to say bird.
Okay. At number 8, we have a maglev.
Shit, I think that's a bird, but you know what? I'm going to say train.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you think train?
I haven't had train in a while.
Fair enough. You due one.
Yeah, sure train.
We have the gold crest.
Oh, that's a bird.
We got a bird.
Got a bird right there.
And finally, at number 10, we have the commuter.
God. Can I have its scientific name?
Well, no, it's commuter or don't get a point, bitch.
Okay, oh God.
Yes, it could be both.
Yeah, you want me to say train, don't you? Because people commute to work, but it could be a trick question. So, heads it's a bird, tails it's a train. Alexa, flip a coin for me.
Flipping. Tails.
Right, it's a train.
Okay. And I tell you what, as a little bonus, we'll go for question 11. Kestrel.
Kestrel, that's a bird.
We're going for bird.
Yeah.
Okay, Ian. So I have totted up your scores.
I'm feeling quite confident, you know.
To be honest with you, I'm pretty impressed. You did really well.
Oh, yeah.
You got, if we include the bonus question at number 11,
Yeah.
so this is out of 11 really now, you got a solid 9.
Nice.
Well done.
Oh, yeah.
So you certainly know your birds and trains more than you do your service stations and cheeses.
Yep. Choo-choo, bitch.
So if anybody else playing along at home beat 9, let us know.
If you beat 9, fuck you. You think you're clever, do you? I'll fight you.
I mean...
Just wait till I'm better.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. It doesn't quite have the strength right now.
Well, at the moment, I'd have an unfair advantage because I'd be like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. And you'd just be on the floor laughing and make it easy for me to kick the ribs. So,
Ah, see. Yeah.
yeah.
That's all right. Just a swift jab to your throat, finish you off.
It'll just make me sound, I don't know, you'll cure it. Okay. Oh, I'm better.
But yeah.
Thank you for that.
It's the cure. All right, we'll go through in order, so anyone playing along at home will know the answer as well.
Nice.
So, number 1, we had Sandpiper. Mm-hmm. You said that very confidently was a bird.
Birdie, birdie.
And you were right, Ian, of course. That is a good old birdie bird. At number 2, we have the mallard,
Which is a duck.
which you were very confident with a duck. And you were totally right. That is indeed a duckity-duck, duck.
Whoa, kinky, eh?
Oh, no, sorry, minus the last bit.
Damn.
We had the avocet, or avocet. You said that was a train.
Yep.
And I'm afraid that was the wrong one. That was a bird.
Oh, balls.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my studying that I did. The train museums let me down.
Number 4, we had a pendolino, or pendolino.
Yeah.
And you thought transpennine kind of thing?
Yep.
You know, that's a type of train or rail system that we have.
Yeah.
You said train, and you were correct. It was a train.
No, it's probably not for the reason I figured it out.
But probably not. And for your knowledge, actually, that it's used by Virgin trains.
Oh, odds that, because I am one.
Really, I ride you regularly. Number 5, we have...
Coming into the tunnel, Ian. Choo-choo.
Oh, God. It's always fun when we also do it. Here comes the aeroplane.
That's why my throat's fucked. Literally. Had a right sesh last night.
Nice. At number 5, the osprey, which you said was a bird, and you were totally right. Well done. At number 6, we have a thunderbird.
Oh, yeah, right. So this one caused me a little bit of mental distress, so talk me through it.
So you said train
Yes.
because you likened it to other things that are referenced as Thunderbird brands.
Yeah.
And you were right.
Nice.
It was indeed a train from USA, apparently.
Right.
But yes, Thunderbird, to my knowledge, is not a bird. You all right?
I'm dying.
It's all right. We're nearly there. At number 7,
Too many airplanes.
we had a bluebird.
Yes.
Which I can't recall if that kind of gave you a bit of jip too, but we'll see.
Yeah, because it could be either or. I mean, this is one of those leading questions like blue bird, Ian. You're like, oh, well, it's a bird. You're like, no, it's a fucking train, you dickhead. It's like, well, could be a train, yeah.
I mean, that is the quiz.
Exactly.
But, alas, you said it was a bird.
Yep.
Blue tit is a thing.
Yep.
But bluebird is a train.
Right. Well, fucking blow me down, pal. Should have got that, really.
It was a British train, I'll have you know. And it actually had the rail speed record holder.
Oh.
There you go.
Back when it first started, like 3 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's back when the only alternative was a horse.
The only alternative was rolling like a bean.
It's only when you're in Pascagoula.
Yeah, middle of an abduction.
At number 8, we have the maglev,
Yeah.
which you said was a train.
Yep.
And you were right, Ian. Well done. It is a train.
Thank you.
And actually, it's a really cool one. It's a Japanese futuristic floating train that uses magnets to hover.
See, that's what sort of gave me it, because it sounds like,
Magnet?
yeah, because of the mag. Right, I'm going to be blunt with you. It reminded me of a torch, okay? Mag light.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's what made me think, technology-wise, not biology. Why?
Fair enough. Or like your MagSafe charger.
Yes, things like that. It's technologically inclined.
Very good. And you were right to think that way. At number 9, we had Goldcrest.
Yeah, which is a bird, I'm sure.
And you were, of course, right. It is indeed a bird. At number 10, we had the Commuter.
Oh, God, this one.
This one also caused you a little bit of grief because it literally could be either.
This is like the bluebird.
It could be a migrating bird or it could be a train.
Yes.
Do you remember what you went for?
I asked my smart device, and that gave me a train, I believe.
You were correct. It is a train. And that was the right answer.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I honestly thought you would have gone for a bird.
Well, give me some fucking credit.
So the Commuter is indeed a train. And then the bonus question at 11, we had Kestrel.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say, actually, it's both in this case because it is both a small Falcon and a British diesel train. So, to be honest with you, that last one you couldn't have really got wrong.
Okay.
The only way you could have got it wrong was being like, nah, mate, it's neither.
That is a boat.
I'm certain you're making it up. So there you have it, Ian. Really, I suppose a 9 out of 10, in all fairness.
Fucking A, pal. I'm happy with that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Need to bring a better game, don't I?
No, we'll leave it at that, shall we? Of 2 of 3 quizzes I've done, not too bad, so we'll just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, they say 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Ian's clever. The end.
But 3 out of 10 was shocking.
Yeah, gotcha.
So there you have it. A little bit of a fun pub/not-so-pub quiz.
Fucking loved it, pal. Thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
That was awesome. Very much enjoyed being made to feel clever.
That's what I'm all about.
So, Jordan, before we do a little bit of hide the pickle, does that bring us around about to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Nice. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend.
Or you could tell a friend.
Yeah, do that one. Tell your friend that I can't speak. So, if they would like to hear my voice, there is about 112 episodes online that they can go and listen to. All they have to do is look up Two Guys What's Up.
Absolutely. In fact, I could just use AI to put your proper voice over this and no one would know a thing.
Please fucking do. That'd be great.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Do you want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Wanna walk down the road?
God.
Click the link.
Want to get Ian some voice therapy? Click the link.
And if you click that link, it will blast you straight off in the direction of our Patreon, which is the home of all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic voices and spookily brilliant internetly famous tales, well, now you can get more, because we release bonus episodes which come out on the last Friday of every single month, and there is 20 just sat up there ready for you to just go and have a little wriggle around all of that extra audio goodness. And all of that is available right now, starting for just £3 a month.
Bargain. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clicking pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best way, the freest way to help us out, and we would be forever helpful, thankful. That's the one.
Forever.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday.
Oh dear.
Da-da, da-da, da-da.
I'd probably save that last bit of your voice that you've got.
Oh, yeah, good point. Do you want to know the most annoying thing?
Hillary Duff come clean clap challenge.
I can't do it. No,
Go on.
at work, because obviously I can't type while I'm driving, I have to use Apple CarPlay, but people text me and then I'll be like, Siri, text Jordan, the pickles are on the back foot of the cabbage today, so that's why. And it'll go, oh, I'll send that. And I'm like, no, I wasn't finished. And then I'll have to start shouting at it. So I'm like, tell Jordan that the chickens are going to... Right, so I have to shout at it. Right, so my voice could have probably been better 3 days ago.
Yes.
But I've been shouting at Siri so much in my fucking van, talking to my parents, you, James, my brother, my wife, that my voice is just fucked.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, you should have thought about that. I'm trying to think of something that I can use to sympathise with you, but actually, that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Rest your voice.
I'm trying. Ugh.
All right, best of luck.
Thanks, buddy. The story begins on October 11th.